Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Unsurprisingly, President Biden made a big mistake, but not a mistake of like calling his wife his sister, or I don't know, mistakenly thinking that a cat is a dog, something that really doesn't affect us directly, us being his subjects. It's his lack of cognitive abilities that he has due to, I don't know, old age, Alzheimer, whatever it is, and or his moralizing state that he is in. He is at the point where he thinks that he's the best and he knows the most. He's like, I don't know, a saint or something. Remember yesterday, he spoke with, I can't remember in what context, he said that he knows as much as Henry Kissinger. Now, if you remember who Henry Kissinger was, and still is, because he's still alive, I think he's 102, was one of the most renowned, not politician, diplomats that the United States ever had. Well, Biden knows as much as him. So what did Biden do? Biden called Xi Jinping a dictator. Do you remember when he called another important figure on the international arena a murderer or something like that? Do you remember that situation? That he said he's going to take care of that country, is going to turn it into a pariah country. Yes, it was the Saudi Arabia. What happened? Do you remember what happened? Well, nothing good for us. Biden, the big moralizer, even went to Saudi Arabia and kissed the ring for oil and others. He didn't get anything in return but a slap. Now, he's calling Xi Jinping a dictator. Now, Blinken, after Biden sent his Secretary of State to China to beg for some attention, and maybe we can do it, baby. Well, besides the fact that Blinken is a, how do I call it, he's not ready. He's an infantile. He's not ready for diplomacy, but he holds the highest office as the top diplomat of this country. He went to China, I'm talking about Blinken. He met with the foreign minister, he met with Xi Jinping, the dictator now, and the US mass media and the British mass media covered for him. They all said how great he did, Blinken, and how successful. And I was wondering, okay, he's got this, he's got that from the Chinese, which I saw, okay, what did you give in return? They were zip it. Now let's go back to Mr. Biden. Let's see what he did, and let's see what the angry response from China is. I'm going to start with Russia Today. I have Russia Today, I have Reuters and Associated Press. So Russia Today reports on the 21st of June 2023, China hits back at Biden over dictator Xi comments. The US president's remarks are absurd and amount to, and I'm quoting, an open political provocation, the Chinese Foreign Ministry has said. Beijing has pushed back against remarks by US President Joe Biden referring to Chinese leader Xi Jinping as, and I'm quoting, a dictator, claiming that the statements are outright offensive. Well, but he is good. He's a good person, Biden. So if he's a good person, it seems like, speaking on Tuesday at a fundraiser in California, Biden addressed the controversy surrounding a Chinese balloon that entered US airspace earlier this year, suggesting that Xi did not know the vessel was even there. And I'm quoting, "That's a great embarrassment for dictators when they didn't know what happened. That," and I'm in parentheses, "balloon wasn't supposed to be going where it was. It was blown off course," end quote, he said at the time. On Wednesday, speaking at a regular press conference, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Mao Ning described the remarks as extremely absurd, end quote, adding that they, and I'm quoting, seriously violated China's political dignity, end quote. She said that such statements also violate diplomatic etiquette and contradict basic facts. Well, good, it says, it's an open political provocation, end quote, Mao stressed. The spokeswoman also reiterated China's position that the balloon, which Washington has insisted was seeking to surveil strategic sites in the continental United States, stayed into U.S. airspace due to force majeure factors. And I'm quoting, the U.S. side distorted the facts and absurd force, fully reflecting the U.S.'s bullying and hegemonic nature, end quote, she said. On Monday, the top U.S. diplomat stated, which is Blinken, who went over there, stated that both countries had achieved, and I'm quoting, progress towards putting their bilateral relations back on track. Biden also vowed that the U.S. would, and I'm quoting, responsibly manage competition with China. So far, the relationship does not veer into conflict, according to the State Department. During the meeting with Blinken, she said that Beijing, and I'm quoting, respects U.S. interests and does not seek to challenge or displace the United States, end quote, adding that Washington also, and I'm quoting, needs to respect China, great Biden, and not hurt its legitimate rights and interests. No, he respects it, right there. So this is one. The other one says China, says Biden comments likening a leader Xi to a dictator are, and I'm quoting, extremely absurd and irresponsible, Associated Press. And then you have Reuters, China hits back at Biden labeling Xi as a dictator. So nothing good will come from this, because if you think that China will be scared, or I don't even know, I don't think he was. This is what I think it is. Biden, as an individual, that's my personal assessment of this guy. As an individual, I think he's a weasel. Not very smart. I would give him a 5 out of 10. But he's the weasel. And the weasel knows the ins and outs. You know, it's like a fish. When the water depth, gets smaller, it feels, based on the pressure, the water pressure, and feels the current. That's how this guy is, like a fish. He feels the current. It's not something, oh, right now it's drought and the level of the water decreases, therefore I should go that direction, because if I go that direction, I might find this. They do it instinctually. They follow the current. Rarely they go upstream when they have other urges. He doesn't have those urges. So this guy was not extraordinary in, I don't remember him being extraordinary in anything, but being a senator for 40 years or more, which is an extraordinary achievement. I give him that, based on the fish thing. Very good weasel. And probably he was never anything, like that. Even though he likes to brag about, I think he invents all kind of things, because he lacks that. He likes those kind of things. Balls. So instead, he makes up things, or he challenges, because now he has the power of the United States. So like Lindsey Graham, he can say all kind of stupid shit, because he knows nobody's going to go and smack him. In the schoolyard, he would have been smacked and keep his mouth shut, because he was like, I'm going to fight you. So here, he knows that he got other people to fight for him. Therefore, he can say whatever he wants. The same is with Biden. The problem is Biden over there is not by himself. And this is the big problem. He was voted into office by American citizens. Okay, and that didn't happen 1,000 years ago. Okay, it didn't happen then. And that tells me that if these people, these voters, this electorate voted for this person, who a lot of people, a lot of us, saw him that he's not there cognitively, and not because he's dumb. It's something more than that. It's something that it happens with age sometimes, and that's it. Now, if you, as a guy who went to vote for this guy, I'm talking to you, I don't care, you voted for this guy, you didn't see that, 2.5 years ago, you got a problem of existence. That is, you don't know what you're doing. Even that. So you can go outside, someone can give you, hey, I love you, why don't you give me some money? Yeah, here it is. You're not even capable of surviving in the real world. If you didn't see, you were incapable of seeing that Biden is, I would say, mentally incapacitated in many, many ways. One. Secondly, if you saw it, but you still voted, you go into a different category. That is like you do a, I don't know, premeditated little thing. And that was wrong. Because you knew the guy is not there and you voted. So you knew it was going to be bad. But nevertheless, let's do it. Because you said, well, what's the alternative? Well, okay, well, if that's the way of thinking, great job. Right now, we can point out to you, this is your consequence of your vote, right here. Right here. So own it. Don't tell me I didn't see it. I can't really believe people did not see that. Maybe some people saw it but said, well, my grandfather was like this, but he was sharp as a knife. Anyway, let's go back. This guy made a mistake. And if you think that United States, which is us, not him, will come back ever, not ever, that's a wrong word, in the next, I would say, maybe 10 to 15 years, or maybe, can't say ever, because you never know what's happening over there, but I'm very tempted to say ever, because I think it's going to be a long-term situation. Why? Because what's going on right now, this is going to, I don't even know how, I have so much to say. China is already with Russia together, but it has barriers. It vowed not to send weapons to Russia. And I made a video yesterday when I said that will change. Like United States changed, 50 times already, said we're not going to send tanks where they are. We're not going to send armored vehicles where they are. We're not going to send HIMARS to Ukraine. Where are they? They're there already. The airplanes, we're not going to send out of the question. They are there. So United States changed its mind for about a year already, a year and a little bit. So many times, the same China will do. And this could be another reason when China will say, you know what, I changed my mind. Why? Because this, I think, pushed China really, really on that side. Unless they say, you know what, we know that that's an old man over there who's not there because he got some mental problems and we should not discuss with him. Just wait 2 years until these guys take care of him, which is not the electorate, the people behind him, will say you can't be a candidate. Or if he is, they're not going to cover for him. And not going to have him for those guys who voted him 2 years and a half ago, they will not have him as an option over there. Or when you're going to have as an option, there are going to be others that are going to be pushed forward, like, the shining object syndrome. That's what it is. Here it is. And they will vote for that one. We'll just redirect from an idiot to another idiot. Yes, I said it. So if you say something like this, even if you consider Xi Jinping a dictator, you should say it. When would you say it? Don't tell me that all of a sudden Biden became the truth, justice, and all that. I don't think so. So he made the same mistake, even worse because I think it's going to be hurt. Even we are going to be hurt by the Chinese. Then he made with Mohammed bin Salman, the crown prince of Saudi Arabia. So this is Biden for you. Don't expect anything good coming out of this, obviously. And now I think China is, I don't want to say is furious, because the Chinese civilization and culture and all that is way beyond this. They have to play the politics, but they haven't been around for 2,500 years or so, because they are cuckoo. So they know what they're doing. The Chinese wisdom is still there and alive. And I think they will say, okay, no problem. Well, you gotta make that, say that we are very upset about it. Okay, what do we do? What we do best? Look for our interest. And they will continue doing for their interest. And now the problem is the next president, or whomever is gonna be, is gonna have a big problem in repairing what this cuckoo did it with the help of the electorate. An American friend told me many years back, 10, 20, 12 years back or something, when it was Obama, the president, he said, well, the American public, talking about, and he's a friend of mine, we're still very good friends. That's why you can speak whatever, that's a good friend, when you can speak anything about anything without getting upset. But he said, I was saying, man, this is, here you have the military is here in charge. He said, the military and the FBI, CIA, these guys, because they have the guns. They're in charge. Not the politicians. They said no, because the military is subordinate here in America to the political branch. I said, yeah, but if you want to punish them and they say no, how are you going to enforce? Because they got the guns. If they want to take care of you, they come and take you. With the judge's signature on, they will take you. Okay, because they got the guns. And this was his answer. What do you think here? America is like a junta, like in South America. I said, American people or something like this are more sophisticated or something. I said, so sophisticated that they voted 2 times for Obama, huh? I'm like, he was a Republican, but, I said, so sophisticated they voted 2 times for Obama, and many, many other things that I can't say here. I made my point on that. And he came to me, and another weekend, when we met again, I don't know, a few years back, he said, you were right about there won't be babam. Well, I'm glad that we're on the same page. Maybe tomorrow we see it differently again. So here it is with the big moralizer. The Chinese know that they look at action, not at this guy's words. They have to react, and say, hey, that was not nice. But they will not deal with Biden. Biden, I don't know how much power he has anyway over there. Let's put it this way. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.